All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Angel Flores, and I am a PIO with the City of Austin. And I would like to welcome you all to the 2017 Spring Festival South by Southwest Pre-Event News Conference. We appreciate you all joining us today. Thank you for being here. We're going to go ahead and begin the news conference with Bill Mano, who is the Corporate Special Events Program Manager for the City of Austin.
Hello again, Bill Mano, Corporate Special Events, and thank you all for being here. Let me get past this stack to my notes. As you're all aware, the end of this week will start a very busy time for the next 10 days. In addition to the Spring Festival and South by Southwest, Sunday will be a makeup day for the Kite Festival, and there's also the rodeo going on. We're going to concentrate mainly on Spring Festival season and South by Southwest and the preparations we have undertaken for that. We are anticipating upwards of about 300,000 people coming into Austin for various events. And we want to make sure that they have a fun time and are safe while they're here. And this is going to provide an overview of the level of planning that we've done for safety and security for our residents and the visitors. And I'm joined by representatives from key departments that helped in the planning stage and will also help keep this a safe and fun festival. We have Austin Police Department, Austin Code Department, Health Department, thank you, Transportation. TABC is here with us, and we really appreciate their participation. Austin Travis County EMS, Austin Fire, Capital Metro. Am I missing anyone? Key players. There'll only be about 3 speakers today, but we'll all be available afterwards for additional questions should you have any. Due to the increase in vehicular traffic and pedestrian traffic, and this Friday being traditionally the most congested traffic day in Austin, we're encouraging employers to use alternative work schedules and maybe telecommuting if possible, or working from home to help increase our efforts to keep mobility working at its best. We recently released some maps of the street closures and pedicab routes. Those are available on our City Stage website, so please look at those and use them as much as you can. And our city's Twitter account, it's going to be your go-to resource for street closures and other traffic delays and other important information, and that is at AustinTexasGov. And during every major event, particularly this one because it's one of the larger ones, we continually review our processes and policies and procedures and make improvements where needed. And we've done, South by Southwest has been in Austin for 29 years, but we're still continuing to look for ways to improve. We focus on 3 different main areas. One is the city capacity for temporary events. This year we have received about 205 applications for temporary events. That's an increase of about 25% over last year. When we review these, we're considering anticipated attendance, the methods that they took to advertise, or the level of promotion that they did for that event, and the venue capacity, likely impacts to traffic, public right-of-way, availability for parking, and adequacy of planning for security and emergency services, availability of food and alcohol. And one big thing is the cumulative impacts of events already taking place that have already been permitted, and of course, public health and safety. The second area that we focus on is crowd management, and you'll hear more about that in a minute. I would like to mention that South by Southwest is again going to install their own safety cameras in the 6th Street area. They will monitor them in their control center, and we will have our South by Southwest representative in our central command. And so if there's any public safety concerns, that information can be relayed to us very quickly. The third area that we concentrate on is traffic management for vehicles and pedestrians. We're going to once again activate our Event Operations Center, which is what we call Central Command. Everybody here, all the departments represented here will have representatives there, as well as South by Southwest. We have the capability to dispatch units from various departments from that command center, and also monitor 311 and 911 calls to get a more efficient response time. There'll be added traffic cameras in the downtown area. Traffic engineer will be in the command center monitoring those cameras, and also have the availability to adjust signal timing where needed to help with mobility. There's a considerable effort also to work with the rideshare companies and the taxi cabs and even the pedicabs to create routes and then drop off of pickup points that won't interfere with traffic, and we're hoping that they use that and adhere to that. We coordinated with South by Southwest as well and other private shuttles to ensure that those shuttles don't conflict and again tie up traffic more than it has to be. Our Public Assembly Code Enforcement, or PACE team, will be out again. That includes members of the police department, fire department, and code department, and they will be looking at permitted events to ensure that they are safe and not overcrowded or blocking emergency exits. They'll also be looking for unpermitted events as well, and they will be there every day, multiple shifts, and also available to be dispatched to any calls that are needed. So that's just a brief overview. Get a little bit more with the next couple of speakers with more details. And so I'd like to introduce Assistant Chief Jason Dusterhoff with the Austin Police Department.
Thank you, Bill. Like Bill said, I'm Assistant Chief Jason Dusterhoff with the Austin Police Department. This is an event I think we welcome over 300,000 people to Austin. It goes off, I think, very well. It's a well-oiled machine because of everybody we have here. So I'm just going to talk about a few specifics for road closures downtown. One of the things that we changed recently, obviously, due to a critical event that happened, is any barricade, we're going to make sure we have several police cars or vehicles to make sure that they're blocked. We're going to have an officer at each one of those vehicles and at the intersection. The 500 and 600 blocks of San Jacinto, Trinity, Natchez, and Sabine are 24-hour closures. That means they're going to have an officer there 24/7 period. The majority of the APD closures will start at noon and then end at 3 a.m. and some ending at 6 a.m. This is to make sure after the bar close, we're able to get people out of the area, and then vendors will be able to get in until 2 p.m. We're also going to make every consideration we can to make this go smooth for vendors if something does occur after 2 p.m., but the majority of them we want to be done by 2 p.m. The road closures, on the austintexas.gov city-state website, you can go there and you can look at all those road closures. This year we did something different, and I think this is going to be very effective in helping whether you're here by Southwest or you're just a citizen. We worked with Waze and Google Maps to make sure that they understood where our closures were, what the times were, to make sure that they facilitate traffic a lot better than I think what we did last year. Staffing. We're going to have a traffic management team. This is going to be 10 officers that essentially go around the hot spots of the area of the city that we know for a fact are going to be a problem area for traffic. We have the mobile enforcement PACE teams. This is for parking, ordinance violations, and especially overcrowding of events. We want to make sure that the events are safe, and when you have overcrowding, that can obviously cause some issues. We're going to support the downtown command with extra officers as well, to make sure that we have a high visible presence. We're going to have motor units assisting with the traffic management team. They're going to, again, go to specific locations to make sure we can get people that live here out of the area and into the area quickly, and then the visitors that are coming in into the area and out of the area quickly. We have a special teams, SRT, which is our crowd management team. What we've typically done the last several years is have that team of over 120 officers come downtown and just work the area of 6th Street. These are officers that are used to dealing with crowds, which is the heaviest on that Friday and Saturday. We believe this has worked extremely well, having the officers that usually work the DTAC, the George Command downtown, work the perimeter areas. So I think with that additional officers, with additional officers for the other ones I mentioned, we're going to have a very visible presence, which I think is needed. traffic flow, we've worked with the Austin Transportation Department to coordinate with us to flush traffic out at peak times. We're going to be doing this utilizing the cameras, utilizing the motor officers, and the traffic management team. To people downtown in the traffic area during this, I want you to remember what is going on, to be patient, to be very cognizant of citizens. I think we've all seen where everyone is very distracted on their phones. They're trying to find events. They got other things on their minds. So I want drivers to take that second look, take that third look, make sure they're safe before they go in an intersection, because there's so many visitors that don't know the area and be on their phone, and we want them to be safe. We encourage people to use public transportation and bicycles, obviously. If you see a problem, call 311. If it's an emergency, you need to call 911. The pedestrian management portion, we just really ask all the visitors down here, look at the signs, listen to the officers, use the traffic control signals, stay off your phones when you don't need it when you're near open intersections. We don't need anybody hurt just looking at their phone and walking out into traffic. The parking, many parking areas have been displaced by South by Southwest because they're having events there. So the best way to find out where the parking locations are is just going to the city website. It has a comprehensive list of where you can park. Now, if you get your vehicle towed, whether it's on private property or whether it's towed by the city, it's very easy this year. All you have to go to is autoreturn.com. I'll say that again, autoreturn.com. If it gets towed by the city, you can call 311, but in the end, just go to that website and you'll find out if your vehicle was towed very, very quickly and how to get it back. Alcohol consumption. I think we're working better with the event coordinators, better with South by Southwest staff to make sure we don't have pop-up events where alcohol may get out of control. We've worked with them about the serving. But with that being said, we're going to be working with TABC. We're going to have our own teams out there. And if there's minors out there drinking, we're going to find them. If there's people out there that are intoxicated and can't take care of themselves, they're going to go to jail. That's a very simple thing. We want people to have fun, but we want them to be safe while they're doing it. DWI enforcement. Again, same thing as last year. We've already started our no refusal initiative. This is started on March 3rd, and it's going to go till the 20th between the hours of 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. Essentially, for the people that are out of town, this means if we have probable cause and we believe you're intoxicated and you do not want to consent to giving your blood, then we will get a search warrant to take your blood. We're very serious on this. This is done to save lives, whether it's the driver or someone they might end up causing a collision with and killing or injuring. The initiative, I think, has proven very effective. Last year, we had over 336 DWI arrests. Those are 336 people that should have not been on the road. We want to keep that down. We prefer to not arrest anyone during this period. Again, we want people to be responsible. We want them to have fun. But in the end, if you can't make the right decision, we'll make it for you, and you're going to end up going to jail. The one last thing I'll add is we now have a application where you can download it on Android, Google, or Apple. It's called the Austin Police Department mobile app. We suggest everyone download it. This has a lot of information about the city, a lot of information about downtown, a lot of information about South by Southwest. You can make reports on it. You can end up doing anonymous tips on it. This is a very, very helpful tool, and we want to get that out there. And again, it's Austin Police Department mobile. Go to that and download it. If it's an emergency, obviously don't use the application. Call 311. If it's something minor, if it's something major, call 911. I want to end with, we're the fourth safest city in the United States for violent crime for a reason. I think it's because this city does an amazing job at these events and every day in, day out of keeping people safe and making sure that everyone has a great experience at any of these events. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Kevin Parker, EMS Commander.
Thank you, Chief Dusterhoff. My name is Kevin Parker. I'm the District Commander for Special Events for Austin Travis County EMS. This year, our projected staffing plan for South by Southwest mirrors the same staffing plan that we have executed for the past 4 years, and it largely coincides with the music portion of the South by Southwest Festival that encompasses the entertainment areas of 6th Street and the Warehouse District. The staffing plan is designed to provide dedicated EMS response resources to manage all